Today I'm gonna make for you a sun-dried tomato pasta. It's one of my favorite pastas to make of all time. So let's go ahead and get started, but let me walk you through the ingredients first. We're gonna need a couple pieces of chicken breast, probably about 8 ounces each. We're gonna season those up with some salt and pepper. You're gonna need some extra virgin olive oil. You're gonna need half of an onion, some garlic cloves, some canned tomatoes. I've got a fire roasted tomato by Shinto, but you can use really whatever you want. And I've got some roasted bell peppers. I've got some green olives. They can have pimentos or not have pimentos. I've got some sun-dried tomatoes. I've got some pasta, asparagus, yum. And then I've got some broccoli and then some Parmesan. We're gonna shred that. That's gonna go on top along with some basil. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna season the chicken, then we're gonna cook it off in our skillet, or if you've got a wok, I've got a hex-clad wok. These things are amazing. The link is in the description if you're interested in purchasing one of these with a 10 to 15% discount. I've got some flaky salt, black pepper. We're just gonna season our chicken breasts, both sides. All right, now let's get our onion sliced. All right, remember, you're gonna need that to help clean up your mess. Old Tupperware bowl works. There we go. Now we're gonna slice the onion. Remember our little trash can? Works wonders. Put some oil in your pan, wok, or skillet, whatever you got. Now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cook these chicken breasts on each side. All right, now that our chicken is completely cooked, and if you're unsure of how to determine whether or not your chicken is completely cooked, you can get one of these thermopins or any kind of meat thermometer, and you can stick it inside the middle of the chicken and make sure that it reads 165 or higher, which in this case, we're at 169, so it's okay to go ahead and remove the chicken. All right. All right, now let's chop up some asparagus. And you want about 1 inch to 1.5 inch pieces of the asparagus. And obviously you don't want those bottom parts because, pretty much non-edible. Remember? Our trash bowl. Set that aside. And then next, we're gonna chop up a little broccoli. Now when it comes to the broccoli, basically what I want to do is I want to cut all the way around the bottom tips of the broccoli crown just to make it really simple of the cooking process, or cutting away process. See what I did there? It leaves you with these small crowns so that they cook evenly and consistently when we put them in our wok. Trash bowl. Now let's cut away the rest of that broccoli. Now we got some green olives. And I'm simply just gonna chop these up, a rough cut. All right, now we're gonna chop up some fresh minced garlic. All right, let's finely mince our garlic. All right, next we're gonna rough chop these sun-dried tomatoes. And the reason I'm gonna rough chop these is because I don't want a big chunk of sun-dried tomato because it, might be overly raisiny tasting, if that makes sense. And you wanna distribute the sun-dried tomato flavor all the way through the pasta because this, believe it or not, is one of the main key ingredients in this particular dish. All right, now we've got these bell peppers and we're just gonna rough chop those as well. Okay, the bell peppers that I just chopped up, these are nothing more than these jarred or bottled roasted bell peppers. They just add such dynamite, big, bold flavors, and you can get these at most grocery stores. And this is a Shinto brand, one of the brands that I actually like a lot. And the same thing with the sun-dried tomatoes. This is a Mazzetta brand. They are sun-dried tomatoes. You can get them in a jar at most grocery stores as well. And so it's one of my favorite flavoring profiles. Both of them together, oh man, talking about big flavor, amazing. Now let's cube up our chicken for the pasta dish. All right, a little bit more oil to the skillet. Add in those onions. Go ahead and add in salt. About the equivalent of about 3 tablespoons. The sauce is off, back to a rolling boil, and we're gonna dump our pasta in. The onions have been cooking about 5 to 6 minutes. Now it's time to add in our vegetables one by one. We'll start with the broccoli, then our asparagus, the minced garlic, sun-dried tomatoes, bell peppers. Now let's give that a stir. Now these vegetables won't take that long to cook. We're looking at about 3 to 4 minutes tops. We're gonna add in those green olives, and then those tomatoes gonna go right inside. Let's shred some Parmesan cheese. Next, we're gonna add in our cubed up chicken. Mix that all together, let that flavor get real good and happy. And notice this particular pasta dish is not all about the sauce. It's about the flavor profiles between the olive, the sun-dried tomato, the broccoli, the asparagus, and the chicken, and the flavoring components. Our pasta is cooked perfectly al dente. Now let's go ahead and drain off most of that water, and we're gonna dump it right into the wok. Now let's just stir that in and let the pasta marry with all the vegetables and get real good and happy. All right, just let that cook down for just a couple of minutes to make sure that all of the pasta has a coating of flavor on it. You're gonna need a spoon, just some of that pasta water, okay? And the only thing that we're gonna do is we're just gonna simply dump it into the pasta. All right, let's plate this stuff up. Let's hit it with some fresh Parmesan. I don't have fresh basil, so best I can do. Thanks for watching, you guys. Come back for more amazing, delicious recipes when we cook it with Tim.